Well, Dave, I should think it's what your strength is, you see. What do you think your strength is today on the show?
No, he means what's the top story of the day?
No,
is it a dead rally driver or the McCann girl?
You see, when old Therese was with me, bless her, she always wanted to talk about horses and sheep, do you know what I mean? And when it was good at dinner...
Thank you. Just take a pause from that. Use my... yeah.
I don't think we need it.
As well.
Here's a game. Oh, jeez. You're on Play Radio.
I haven't got the sack yet, but I definitely bummed Duncan Bannatyne.
No, so here's a game. I know you'll play this, okay? Everybody plays this once. It's not that good, but it's quite good. You're drinking and you're eating, say, in a restaurant. Best in a pub, really, where you can see the street, okay? And what you do is you take it in turns, and everybody has to, at the table, imagine the 7th person who walks along, okay, imagines the first person who goes around your table, right, okay, in bed with them. Erotically entwined, okay? And so it's quite nerve-wracking when it's your turn and, you know, some big guy comes past and then, you know, an 85-year-old man with a Zimmer frame and then it's your turn. But see, the reason I mentioned Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is because I've now got a picture indelibly, Stuart, of yourself and Alan Shearer. And it's afterwards, and you're both... Oh, I'm a fag.
Who would be in the dominant position, Stu?
I'd be Shearer.
Have you thought about that?
Oh, God, Shearer.
No, I'd have to be scoring, so...
You'd be scoring Alan Shearer?
Well, just because it's less painful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Well, no, but I'm guessing.
I just see myself and David Beckham just cuddling. And talking about facial hair. And
you see, I'm still trying to work out and judge where the bowls thing came from. But I think Peter and I would probably have a bottle of claret or two before we.
You would have to, wouldn't you?
We would.
Yeah.
I'd have to be completely and utterly shit-faced.
To shag.
To shag a guy.
Jim Carrey.
To shag Jim Carrey.
Oh, God, yeah.
You have to be very careful because bear in mind, Jim Davidson got taken off Hell's Kitchen recently for using the term shirt lifter.
That's a call. It's going very well. What's her name from Little Britain, isn't it? Anne. Thank you. So, but what we all want, the mental image we all want. I mean, I'm struggling with what was yours again, Ali?
Brad
Pitt. That's not too bad because he's quite hygienic again. But we're all going to really enjoy, aren't we, forming pictures around whoever Fiona ends up nominating.
Yes.
Come on, Fee, have you thought of anyone yet?
Yeah, it's by
I'm
law.
still thinking.
I'd vote for it. I'd vote for this.
Yeah?
I would vote for a party that said they were going to pass a law whereby everybody had to have a homosexual partner once in order to broaden our minds and give us a better game show than we've ever had so far. Am I right?
Yes.
Would you watch?
Yeah.
We'd watch, wouldn't we?
No, not if it meant I had to sleep with a guy in order to get it. That's ridiculous.
There'd be money in it.
Oh, hello there. Do you love Mike Stickins?
Oh, Ray from the grave, as Tony Blackburn would say. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Nice one. Mike, all right, mate. Still going strong. Good boy up there. Right, come on, Fiona. Who? Should we make some suggestions to you?
Yeah, go on then.
Angelina Jolie apparently seems to be the #1 choice that most women choose.
Are people nominating somebody for Fiona to...
Jessica Alba, Fiona, what about that? Jessica Alba?
Who's she?
Yeah, who is she?
No.
What does she do?
Brittany Murphy?
I know, I've got it. Amanda Piper. She does the regional news on GMTV in the morning. Meridian.
Now, there's something
Have
about...
you seen her?
Yes, I fucking well have. Yeah, and you see...
Barnstormer!
It's the
In
same.
a homely one.
Yes, yeah, and there's also Penny Smith. Penny Smith, enjoys good sex, don't you? You can look at certain TV newsreaders, and it is female TV newsreaders, and you look at them, and you think, Penny Smith. I just get,
Well, the women don't have anything to swallow. Do they?
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, and there's no pain involved with women, is there? I don't know what they do. I want to know, but
I'm guessing.
Watch the GMTV tomorrow morning, Fiona, and you'll see who we have in mind. She's got, I know, that sort of oleaginous lips.
Yeah. Hello.
Will you please stop swearing? I'm trying to get my children to fucking sleep, bastard!
This has suddenly gone from almost nowhere to everywhere.
Every time, though.
Right,
I'll tell you what we have got. Sorry,
Yes.
before I forget, we do have a couple of weeks ago. We had Anonymously Yours.
Yeah.
And we had the story about a nurse who gave an elderly gentleman a nightly. It was a hand job, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Because she felt for
after his
him.
bath, she would give him a hand job because.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
no,
well,
I think it's morally ridiculous.
Matt wasn't happy about it. Stu and I thought we didn't really see what the problem was.
No, I think it's ridiculous.
But we got a follow up because we got a response from her.
Except cleaning the bath afterwards.
Yeah.
You've got a
'Cause
Skype. You've got a Skype call and a phone call.
Anyway, we have
we come back to
another
that? All
Anonymous to Yours. We'll do that later.
All right, good, excellent. Let's just take this call. Good evening. You're on Play Radio.
Hi Tommy, can I just say that Ian Lee is a radio god and we love him.
Excellent. Thank you for that. He
Thanks,
is.
Tommy. Bye.
He is. And on
that true, then?
Skype, he's getting there.
Very distasteful here.
Vaguely.
Is
Sounded
that
like
true? What you wrote there?
Well,
in
I was
trouble.
just looking at the at him chatting on here, where he says that probably tonight. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So we have another confession then. Who's going to read it?
Well, any takers? Fiona?
Is it from a woman?
Yeah.
Fiona better have done.
What's that?
I'm going to read a confession from a listener. But don't read the name out. Is it
No,
anonymous?
it's generally anonymous. Yeah.
Just give out the phone number and email again.
Good idea.
Just had a request for it. That's
Yeah. Our telephone number, and you come straight through to air, is 01243, which is the code for this part of the world, 01243 55 60 60 5566. And you can email studio@playradiouk.com.
We should get them
And
on.
this is our second
Yeah.
confession. Okay.
Just read it blind, yeah?
I think so, yes. Is it
Probably
all right?
best.
In a sexy voice.
Yeah. I did
Yes.
it 2 weeks ago and I read it blind, and it's the best way to read it.
In a sexy
Okay.
voice, I think. I've read it already.
Matt, stop it.
I'll do my best. Hello again. With regards to the young man's comments in the studio last week that the gentleman I spoke of was in some way taking advantage of me, he really wasn't. I was happy to do what I did for him. I got to know him quite well before we had our arrangement, and he was a sweet old man, definitely not a pervert.
That was the hand job
lies,
thing.
pervert.
People would be shocked by some of the carryings on that take place within the caring profession, especially when it comes to night duty. It can be a very long, lonely night for patient and staff alike, and this is where the following true confession comes from. I was working nights in an intensive care unit, and several of our patients were in comas. I'm not sure if the general public are aware of this, but most men have involuntary erections when in the coma, and this can be a very tricky situation when the visitors are due. So, it's commonplace for someone to manually, as it were, get rid of the obvious sign of arousal. Nothing sexual about it at all. However, there was a particular gentleman who had more involuntary erections than is normally experienced, and my colleague and I were sat at the nurse's station talking about our love lives. She had split up with her husband a few months prior and was feeling sexually frustrated, but didn't want to be in a relationship. Jokingly, I suggested she climb aboard Mr. Permanently Erect and enjoy herself. It was 3 a.m. and no one would know. She smiled at me and said, "I'm up for that." So he pulled the curtains around his bed. I kept a watch near to the main door. She disappeared behind the curtains and reappeared 20 minutes later, looking flushed and smiling. I didn't think she'd really do it, but she had. The evidence was there as she disposed of the condom, and he didn't stir at all, bless him. 3 days later, he awoke from his coma and was transferred to another ward. I think the activity may well have stimulated him deep within and advanced his awakening. People may be outraged by this, but the gentleman awoke from his coma much earlier than was expected, made a full recovery,